taking it like a champ. All right, I'm going to talk about the season 6 finale for The Walking Dead. I'm going to talk about some of season 6 in general, but sometimes when a show wraps up, I like recapping the season finale if it was a, season finale worth talking about. And that's a solid spoiler warning right here. If you haven't seen season 6 of The Walking Dead or you haven't seen its finale, you should probably go and then come back after you've seen it. All right, here we go. All right, so The Walking Dead has had some ups and downs. Generally speaking, I think it's a great show. No down has been as down as that farm in season 2. Holy shit. Season 6 as a whole was really good. The first half, it would just kept moving. Things were always happening. It never really slowed down for, it might have been a couple episodes, but generally speaking, that first half kept moving. And then you find out the first half of season 6 all takes place in one day. And I liked the Morgan episode. The episode that showed where Morgan was coming from? It was kind of a slow episode, but I liked that episode because you really gravitated towards it. You're like, oh, okay, it kind of shows why he's all like, my life is precious, Rick. So you're like, all right, that mindset's probably going to get you killed in this world, but I see where you're coming from now. And then we heard that Jeffrey Dean Morgan was cast as Negan in season 6, and we're like, oh my gosh, Negan's coming, and everyone was like, my head. My brain, I can't take it. Jeffrey Dean Morgan's an awesome actor, and he's perfect for just playing a really big menacing asshole. And then time goes on and we're like, where's Negan, man? Where is he? And we finally see him in the last 10 minutes of this episode. But before we get into that, there were some things I didn't like about this season. First of all, the first half of this season built up some story arcs with Rick and some of the people in the town. And then the first episode after their mid-season break, it was just like, all right, dead. All right, sweet. People are scrapped, and now we can just concentrate on the crew as always. Really, all the integration, the love interest, it was just gone. It was just like people just died and they scrapped it. So they're like, all right, let's go on with some Negan stuff, who we don't see until the last 10 minutes of the finale. And Carol, what's happening to Carol? It's just a weird thing. I thought Carol was faking it at first, but Carol turned out to be one of the biggest badasses in this entire crew. I mean, the first half of this season, when those wolves, the wolf pack people start invading, Carol is just killing folks. We've seen her do it before, so it was to no surprise, but it was cool seeing her do that. Then in the second half of this season, Carol starts hyperventilating and crying, and I'm like, what's happening to my Carol? I thought she was faking it. I thought she was just trying to psych people out, make people think she's weak, and then she'd like unload on them, but she'll still kill people. But like those people who blocked her in the road and they're like, someone needs to get hurt. And then she just mowed them all down. It's like she was crying, but it was real. It's like she was crying, but she will still kill you. Guys, no two ways about it. I just don't like what they're doing with Carol. So basically with the whole Negan thing, what has happened in amongst the apocalypse and our crew, who we all know and love, is classic Civilizations. It happened to me in Civilization 5. Yeah, the video game. I was playing Civilization 5. I thought I was the biggest, baddest civilization on Earth. I was like, yeah, no one's messing with me. Turns out this other civilization that I didn't know about amassed a huge army, and then they came knocking, and they wanted to talk. And when I didn't talk, they started to kill. It sucked. They took me to Pound Town. Pretty much what's happened here. Negan's built this army that we just never knew about. And this episode was pitched as 90 minutes, and the only thing we saw was Negan all like, hi, with his big bat. I'm Negan. But really, the finale was a lot of driving around. It was like driving here, and people are blocking them, driving here, people are blocking them, and they're being herded in directions by Negan's crew, and you clearly see that, and you can tell Negan's crew are dicks. But ultimately, yeah, just a lot of driving, because they have to get Maggie out of there into a doctor, because Maggie is having some problem with her pregnancy. However, we finally meet Negan. I'm going to talk about this because it's the scene that matters in this episode. Negan finally comes out, and Jeffrey Dean Morgan kills it. This dude is badass. He's awesome, and I love this scene. It's just intense. There's a lot of tension build up, and you know someone's gonna pay the piper, someone's gonna die, and Jeffrey Dean Morgan's like, oh yeah, you'll all be pissing in your pants soon. You can believe that. He has this bat with barbed wire wrapped around it, and he's like, someone's gonna die, and you don't know who. I know in the graphic novel, I know who it is that Negan kills. I'm not gonna tell you here. I gave you a spoiler warning for the show, not for the graphic novel. So no spoilers on that. It may or may not be that character, but he does an eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a tiger by his toe. But I thought, I was like, all right, I'm gonna watch the lineup, I'm gonna pause it, I'm gonna see where he starts, the eeny, meeny, miny, mo, I'm gonna break up the syllables, and I'm going to assess where he stops, and I'm gonna find out who dies. Turns out you can't really do that. The way it's edited was actually quite smart. It was very sharp of them to do that. It starts going off base, and it's not on tempo anymore. It's not in cadence with the eeny, meeny, miny. It's like, my mama told you, and it starts just flashing other people, and you're like, I don't even know where he is right now. Personally, this is just speculation. I have no evidence. I've looked over this scene, can't find it, but I'm thinking it might be Eugene, because there was this heartfelt goodbye with Eugene, and then the music started swelling. You really felt like you were saying goodbye to Eugene. So maybe it's Eugene, but Walking Dead's one of those shows where it's like, yeah, we did that to throw you a curveball, rope-a-dope style. So it's probably not even Eugene. I was thinking Rufus from Street Fighter 4 is what I call him. Hey, he looks like Rufus from Street Fighter 4. Anyhow, I was thinking it was him because that whole scene where someone's getting beaten to death is from that person who you don't know. It's their first person, and then Negan takes his bat and then cracks the person over the head, and the blood starts coming down. It's like GoldenEye from the 64. It's all dun 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 dun. He's like, oh, taking it like a champ, and he starts beating his head in again, or his or her head. But the fact that the person took the hit and then got back up, I feel like that's something that dude would do. I don't know, I'm speculating like you. The bummer about this whole thing, this finale and the second half of season 6, is that it was pitched that Jeffrey Dean Morgan's gonna be Negan in season 6, but really he's not. He's in the last 10 minutes of the finale of season 6. Probably would have been best for them to pitch like, hey, Jeffrey Dean Morgan's been cast as Negan in season 7, so you can see Negan's crew doing shit. You're like, oh, next season we're gonna see Negan, and then the last 10 minutes of this episode, Negan comes out, and it might have blown some minds, like, holy shit, we're actually seeing Negan right now. I think that would have been better marketing. So if you market Negan in season 6 and he shows up in the last 10 minutes, people are just gonna be irritated. Doesn't change the fact that his scene completely crushed. It killed. It was great. It seems that a lot of people on social media don't like this cliffhanger. I feel like people just don't like their cliffhangers. Granted, I like my completed arcs, but dude, I've been there for cliffhangers. You kidding me? I was there when Commander Riker told Mr. Worf to fire, and it went dun 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 dun. Are they killing Locutus of Borg? Is Jean-Luc Picard gonna die? I don't know. And that blew my mind for an entire summer. So I mean, I've been there, man. I'm a seasoned vet on the cliffhanger. It's fine. This shit's not gonna faze me. I'm just saying, it could be worse. Funny thing is, this episode reminded me of Star Trek: The Next Generation. It's like this whole crew was an away team. It's like, all right, Mr. Worf, Commander Riker, Jean-Luc Picard, Lieutenant Commander Data, all the heavy hitters in one RV, so when shit goes down, you're all just in trouble. That's how Tasha Yar died. Just saying, it was bad. So guys, my assessment is The Walking Dead, if you walked away from The Walking Dead from season 2, it gets much better. It has its ups and downs, but this season I thought was really cool. I thought it was a really sharp season. We don't get to see Negan as much as I wanted to see Negan, but that doesn't actually compromise the season as a whole. There are a couple of little flaws in the season. Walking Dead still has some sweet ass shit for you to see, and I can't wait for next season where Negan's just being a dick, like, give me half your shit, I killed somebody. And they're gonna have to go up against this guy and his army, and I wanna see how that happens. So The Walking Dead season 6 finale, have you seen it? What did you think about it? Who do you think Negan killed? Whoever you think it is, whatever you think, comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like what you've seen here and you wanna see more, click right here to see more. Damn it, I wish I got a bat with barbed wire because I could smack the camera and it would have been, that's a wasted opportunity. Good job, YouTube, Jeremy.